Morning, everybody. Give everyone about a minute to get on and then we'll get started. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for coming in. And we're going to get started. Again, thank you to those of you who are live right now and for those of you who are going to be watching this on replay. My name is Todd Weisbrot, and thanks for coming again. I am an executive function coach, certified ADHD coach, and co-founder of Skills for Life Coaching. Today's session is part of an ongoing Facebook live series, and it's based on executive function skills. Every week on Monday, I'm here to talk about a different executive function skill, share some strategies, and hopefully shed some light for parents, grandparents, or even students that have difficulties or struggle with executive functioning. If you haven't had a chance yet, I encourage you to check out any of our previous sessions here on Facebook. In addition to these sessions, we offer workshops twice per week to unlock more of the weekly topic. If you're catching this live or on replay, I'm glad you're here. Today we're talking about planning. And a lot of people hear the word planning and immediately think about calendars, homework lists, or schedules. But planning is much bigger than that. Planning is the ability to think ahead, organize, predict obstacles, and create a path toward completing a goal. In simple terms, planning is knowing what needs to get done, when it needs to get done, how you're going to do it, and what materials or support you need along the way. In essence, you really need to think about these things in order to plan for a task that you're going to complete. Without planning, people will often get overwhelmed or stressed, rushed, or they feel stuck. They may have good intentions, but they struggle to turn those intentions into action because they haven't decided and thought about what needs to get done, when it needs to get done again, how they're going to do it, and what materials or support they need. When they plan, life begins to get more structured and manageable. Think about a structure like the frame of a house. Without the frame, everything feels unstable. But planning creates that frame. And it gives students and adults a system that they can rely on instead of constantly reacting at the last minute. For students, planning might include breaking long assignments into smaller steps, knowing when tests are coming up and preparing for them, creating a study schedule and sticking to it, and also modifying when necessary, organizing materials before class, and preparing for sports and activities and homework ahead of time, not at the last minute. Again, that's when stress occurs. For adults, planning might be managing work responsibilities, preparing meals for the week, organizing appointments, maybe through a family calendar, shared app, budgeting time and energy, and reducing stress around deadlines. Planning is not about perfection. I've seen many students, thinking planning means like a pretty colored coded planner or following a schedule exactly. But that's not realistic. Real planning means creating enough structure to help your brain stay organized and focused. Here's a real world example. I'm going to give that in a second here. Just have some people coming in, so I want to let them come in here. Okay, here we go. So student A waits until the night before, and suddenly they realize they still need research. They haven't started their slides, and there's 10 of them that they need to create. They forgot to print pictures. They're exhausted, and they're frustrated. What happens next? Obviously, their stress increases, their sleep decreases, and it all leads to a lack of quality in their work. Now, student B, on the other hand, they spend just about 15 minutes planning the project line, maybe a little bit more depending on the complexity of the project, and they decide, okay, day 1, I'm going to pick my topic. Day 3, I'm going to start researching sources. Day 5, I'm going to create my outline. Day 7, I'm going to work on building my presentation. And day 10, I'm going to practice speaking. Did student B work non-stop for 2 weeks every night? No. But because they created that structure, their brain never entered panic mode. The project felt manageable because the plan reduced their uncertainty. This is one of the biggest benefits of planning. Planning lowers that mental overload and again decreases stress. When students don't have a plan, their brains are constantly trying to remember everything. Think about all the things that they have to remember. Homework, friends, extracurricular, jobs, all of the different assignments, tests coming up. I said that really fast on purpose because it creates a mental clutter and makes it hard to focus, start tasks, and stay motivated. A strong planning system allows the brain to relax because it knows I have a roadmap, I have a plan, I know what I'm going to do. And planning is a skill. It can be taught, it can be practiced, and it can improve over time. Many students who struggle with planning are actually very intelligent. They simply just haven't learned a system that matches how their brain works. And we just touched the surface today. In our full workshop, we dive deeper into practical strategies for planning for both kids and adults. If you've ever wished for less stress, less arguing, more confidence in your family, this is for you. The link to register for the workshops will be in the comments attached to this live video post. For questions regarding individual coaching or coaching for students and or parents, please call us at 954-728-0493 or send us an email to todd@skills-4life-coach.com. Thanks for joining me today, and if you're watching this on replay or here, please don't hesitate or forget to like and share. Again, thank you so much to those of you who are in attendance and those watching on replay. Have a great day. Thanks.